If you're wondering what this is made out of, it's the same as the plasterboard. It's paper faced gypsum in the middle. Okay, paper faced gypsum, and there's many different styles you can get as well, and it's cheap, it's light. I'm also going to show you installing. Okay, we're going to mud it up. There's a few different ways you can do it. You could use a trowel and run it along and put a nice bead on, or there's like a pump with a special angled head, and it distributes the perfect bead. Onto the wall and ceiling right here and right there, and you can just stick it up. 34, 73. Once you do it a few times, you get the hang of it. Pretty good. See how that's hanging over? Alright, see that? I'd be happy with that. That's how it goes, guys. But it's good as well is you mark it. And see what I mean by it covers all of that badness, and anything above this line you don't have to worry about. So when you're sticking it on and it's like that, well, you need to roll it down. It's too high. And if it's like that and there's a gap down low, it means it's got to come up. What we're going to do, I'm going to try and get a couple pieces up this afternoon, so I'll probably show you that so the painter can start painting. Everything is now set, top coated, and now we've got to fix this big gap going around the perimeter. We're going to be putting cornice on it. That's this stuff right here. It's made from the same material as the walls and ceilings, but not these walls, because this is a cement sheet in the bathroom. So I'm going to teach you how to do it. First you want to measure. You want to measure it exact. Okay, exactly. 2105. 2105. And then just write it down somewhere. We have all of our measurements. When you're doing a bathroom like this, you want to be putting these smaller pieces on first, because once you have cornice either side, they're hard to get in there. You want to do your longest length last, because you can kind of like bend it into place. The smaller ones you can't bend. 1273. Okay, this is our last room. We've gone and measured the whole house, and then I'm going to go through and I'm going to make a list, and then we're going to go to the cutting station. I'm in my cutting bay. I've set up a couple of horses here so that I'm not bending down cutting all of this cornice. I've gone around and I've marked everywhere, and you can see, I'll get a bit closer, you can see I've put an X, the measurement in millimeters, and then an I. So the X means the external and the I means the internal. So the X is on the left side and the I is on the right side, and that's what I've done there. So that's all set up. Got a miter box here. This miter box has actually got a diagram on the outside here. We're using 90mm here, and it has a few steps. As you can see, it's got the multiple steps here and one step there. So we stick our cornice into the one with the bottom of the single step. So it would be like that. See how it's sitting on that step? There's multiples sitting right there. So that's what we want. Okay, so when you're cutting, say we've got this internal right here, it actually goes up like this. So an internal is that cut right here, and then when it goes up, it goes there. So that's a right internal, that's a left internal, and that is also a right external, and that is also a left external. So if your piece is along here, that's a left external. If I cut that there, this piece would be a right external. So really you only have to worry about these two here. You have these angles as well. That is like a half size internal, and we'll be using that cut there for that there. Okay, so let's get started. Another tip is when you're cutting, you can cut like this straight away. Say I'm doing a left internal, a right internal. Say I'm doing a right internal, I can cut like this. What you want to do for a kneader cut, come around and cut it from this way, okay? Don't be confused. Set it up how you want it, like that. Cut it like that. Just come around and cut it. It's a lot neater that way. All right, let's start. We're going to be cutting this ensuite right now. 2275. So that goes up like that. All right, so we want this. But like I said, you get a cleaner cut. You go around this side. Make sure it's pushed in the box. It's no good if it's sticking up or anything like that. So make sure it's pushed in. Okay. I do always write on it as well, 2275, so I don't forget. Swing that there, stick that on the end. 2275. There we go, perfect. And then I do that so I don't forget. Once you've done that, grab the miter box. When you're moving it around, make sure it goes back into that slot. You don't want to be sticking it there and forgetting, or it won't line up. There we go. In that groove, that cut there. Boom, there's our first piece. I'll show you where it goes. It goes up there. You can test it if you want. I don't need to test it, but I will. It's tight. And you actually have to bend it into place. So we're not going to stick that in now. We'll do that when it's ready. And she's going to be tight. So we'll just leave him there. Once you've done it, mark it off. Okay, next. This is a 90mm Cornice, which means it goes 90mm down the wall, 90mm over the ceiling. Okay, let's work the kitchen. So we'll do an internal on the right. So doing this one here. 3375 internal on the right. This is an external. That means it goes that way. So show you how we do that. Never have to twist the box or anything like that. Just keep it there. Move it up here. Stick that back in there. And this time, this one is here. Boom. And we always measure the wall. Obviously you don't measure the ceiling. We're going to come around this side for a cleaner cut. $33.75. And then I take the cornice and I put it where it needs to be. Next cab off the ranks. Do the bedroom. $34.65. You do want to make sure your tape is not drooping down like that. Something like that, you know. Take your cornice box, your miter's box, straight down here. Line it up like that. And distribute that where it's gonna go. Next one. $34.73. Just a regular room is very easy, all internal, so all of these. These lengths also come in 5.4 meter lengths. These are 3.6. And it's all I can fit. $34.73. Once you do it a few times, you get the hang of it. Double check, guys, double check. After a while, you get a lot of build up in here. You want to have that cleared out. You want to be sitting flat. $34.73. Right on it, just in case it gets lost. Next. Last one for the room. You can see here the walls are, well, they're pretty close, 2 millimeters difference. 2958, 2960. You can do either side first, but if you got an internal and external, I always do the internal first and then the external after. Just easier to measure. $29.60. It's my new tape measure. $29.60. Oh, I better check that again. Okay, so I don't flip the miter box or anything. It goes back end to end. Always goes into that spot. That's just easy mistake can happen. I'll just cut this one, finish that room up, and then I'll just show you finally 2 internals coming together and 2 externals. Oh, come on, don't get lazy. I'm not going to put it there because it's a trip hazard. I'm just going to leave it there. Okay, we're going to do these 2 here, and I'll show you how these all come together, and I'll do an internal there and the externals there. Okay, so we're doing a 350 with 2 externals and a 284 with an external and an internal. Okay. Here. And I'll have you know, that was a a right internal there. And then we're left with a left external, okay? Like I was saying before. I did scratch it, so we're gonna do another new little bit. Okay, so it's 350. These are probably the trickiest bits when it comes to measuring, because you can't really hold a tape on anything. So it's 350. So you got to make sure you hold it right there, not here, but there. $350 right there, not there. So you want that to be accurate. That's that one there. Make sure it's in that step. Okay, that's our piece. It goes up. Boom. Let's do the other one. We need a 284. 350. That would have been close, wouldn't it? Right. This will do us. Alright, 284. Internal on the right, so we'll cut that first. See, that might look like an internal because it's sort of that direction, but it's not. That is not. It's actually internal here. .284 external. Boom. .284. I'll cut one more. Well, there's your internal. So I can show you how this little bit is set up. Pretty good. See how that's hanging over? Alright, see that? I'd be happy with that. That's how it goes, guys. And then what is good as well is you mark it. And see what I mean by it covers all of that badness, and anything above this line you don't have to worry about. That's it. Looks alright. So when you're sticking it on and it's like that, well, you need to roll it down. It's too high. And if it's like that and there's a gap down low, it means it's got to come up. Okay, that's it.
That's how you do that. All right.
I got a lot to cut, and you probably don't want to watch me cut it all. Hopefully that helps.
Okay. So, now I've only got 2 hands, probably need 3. Alright, so when you stick them up, sometimes there's a gap. Roll it down.
Thank you.